Hey everybody, it's Lee and Travis from We Live Hockey, and we asked you your top 6 picks for teams that have never won a Stanley Cup, and we are really disappointed with your picks. They're bad. They're really bad.
I am disappointed in all of you. Not just one of you, all of you.
Yeah, episode start right now. Drop it.
Top 6. Number 6.
Okay, to be fair, not every team that's on this list is horrible. I agree with some of them. It's more teams that were ranked low or not on the list at all that really kind of made me irked with this. But hey, that's in the eye of the beholder. You're going to have to let us know after the episode if you agree or disagree with these picks altogether. So let's get to the list. Number 6 is the Minnesota Wild. So I can totally see Minnesota as a state being on this list, especially if you bring in the North Stars history. The North Stars who have been to one Cup final, and the Wild have been close a few times, but never have gotten there. And when you look at Minnesota as a state and just hockey in general, I'm okay with them being on this list.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I think they should have been higher. I mean, I think that state deserves a Stanley Cup at this point. I mean, they're the state of hockey in the U.S., at least from our point. We've been there many times. I mean, they filmed the Mighty Ducks there. I mean, that's
always a good reason to be on a top 6 list for Stanley Cup winners because
it is for me.
Coach Bombay.
Coach Bombay.
Number 5.
All right, moving on up the list to number 5 is the St. Louis Blues. And I got to tell you, I really disagree with this pick. Not because they're on the list. It's that they're not number 1 on the list. This is the only team from the 67 expansion that's still around that has not won a cup. They had a playoff streak for something like 20 years in a row. I know they haven't been great recently in terms of the playoff. And they had some of the best players in NHL history on this team. They never won a cup. That is a tortured hockey city. They deserve to be number 1 on this list.
They wasted a Hull. They wasted a Hull, a Pronger, a Gretzky, a McGinnis.
Yeah, Al McGinnis, TJ Oshie. I mean, the list of great players that played for St. Louis is endless. They do not deserve to be this low on the list. Shame on you.
Shame.
Shame. Diddling.
Have we ever
Shame.
used that yet?
Diddling. We're going to use it every time.
Till 2019. Still waiting.
Number 4.
Okay, moving on. We come up to number 4, and number 4 on the list is the Winnipeg Jets. So we're going to count this as both the original Winnipeg Jets and the existing Winnipeg Jets. Funny about that is the early Winnipeg Jets won 3 AVCO trophies in the WHA before coming over to the NHL and never winning anything. The closest they got, I believe, actually was this year in the conference final. I'm very proud of the current team. After they came from Atlanta, they've shown a lot of strength coming up to a new city that would completely embrace them. And they're doing great. But yeah, I could totally see Winnipeg on this list.
Yeah, I agree with this pick. I mean, honestly, yeah.
Number 3.
All right, now we're getting up to the top 3. Number 3 on the list is the San Jose Sharks. Again, a team that should be on this list somewhere. Coming into the league in the late 90s, they've had a lot of success throughout their entire time in the NHL, so a lot of disappointment as well. So definitely a team on the list of teams that have never made it to winning the cup. I agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like Joe Thornton would get more like Ovechkin-esque flack if they weren't a California team and people were paying a little more attention.
He gets a lot.
Yeah, but it's not.
You know when it stopped? When he grew the beard, it stopped. Maybe we should grow beards.
I can't grow a beard.
I know.
I try really hard, guys.
You'll get puberty one day.
One day.
Number 2.
Number 2 on the list is the Nashville Predators. So again, the Predators, a team that I think should maybe crack the list or be close. I don't know how you have them at number 2. I know they've had the recent success of last year's Cup final loss. We're talking about 2017. But they've had success since the creation of that team, but not enough for them to be in the top 2.
Yeah, I don't know if they've ever, they were never really a Cup threat until recently. I don't know if I'd call. I mean, I think Nashville deserves a cup. I think it's a good hockey city. They get a great hockey for it. Like
totally great hockey.
It's a really fun town for hockey.
All of you out there that keep ripping on Nashville, I gotta tell you, they are a great hockey town. We all need to be friends in this game. I don't know why we fight the teams in the South. They have a great following in Nashville. Definitely, you should jump on board the Nashville train in terms of just supporting them as a hockey city.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know if they quite qualify as number 2. Although I would love to see PK Subban win a cup.
Yeah, absolutely. Won't be with Montreal though.
You idiots! You're so dumb.
What was you thinking of that? Also, if you want to see a cool Nashville thing and Travis get hit in the face with a fish, watch Elimination Cafe and note my shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Montreal sucks.
Dude, stop with that.
Number 1.
All right, we've reached the number 1 pick in the top 6 teams that have never won a Stanley Cup. And I'm sorry to say that you picked the Washington Capitals, which is, how could you guys let this happen? It's the easy pick right now. To be fair, the Caps have made the playoffs in a lot of years. They did appear in a final in 1998, which a lot of people forget about, and they have been in the league a long time. They deserve to be on the list, but they don't deserve to be number one. They don't. St. Louis Blues deserve to be number one. That's not just my opinion. I bet you there's other people that agree with me on this.
Sure. Although, to be fair, the Capitals have continuously disappointed. So, I mean, like, I get it.
Not like the St. Louis Blues. The other thing is, why are the Ottawa Senators not on this list? Again, it's a tough one to say. So a lot of people are going to say the Ottawa Senators won a Stanley Cup. But we're talking the early 1900s before the modern Ottawa Senators existed.
Sure.
That's also a team that's been around a long time, that's been to a cup final, that hasn't won. So the votes were kind of all over the place on this one. But I can't. The Washington Caps just kills me.
Where would you put them?
I'd put them bottom three.
Bottom 3.
With that said, let's review your top 6. Okay, number 6, as voted by you, was the Minnesota Wild. Number 5,
The Blues.
Number 4 was the Winnipeg Jets, which brings us up to number 3, who is the
Sharks.
And then going to number 2, you have the Predators, and then we have your number 1 pick, which is the
Washington Capitals.
The Washington Capitals. Travis, I think I'm going to do something I've never done on this show before.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to veto the number 1 pick.
But that's never been done before.
It's going to be done right now.
But that's been,
no.
What?
The St. Louis Blues are now the number 1 pick on this list. I can't allow hockey fans out there to pick the Capitals over the Blues. The Blues should not be number 5 on this list. That's ridiculous. I'm putting them at number 1. Change my mind. All right, thanks so much for watching this episode of Top 6. I hope you don't mind the veto, but again, let us know in the comment section below. And visit WeLive.hockey. We always have big giveaways going on. It's a network for the community of hockey fans to come by, reward you for loving the game, and check it out. It's WeLive.hockey. That's the URL. And we'll see you on the next
Top 6! Hit like and share, please.